So this is a fresh idea. It's new, original, creative. You're thinking outside the box. But will anybody care? Probably not. Because creativity alone isn't enough. You can fail in wildly creative ways. That's still a failure. You can scam someone out of their money through an elaborate creative scheme, and that just makes you an asshole. Because you need more than creativity. You need hard work, dedication, intelligence. Those are some obvious ones. But you also need empathy. It's the ability to understand another person's perspective on a cognitive level, the ability to feel what they're feeling on an emotional level. This is something everybody has. It's also something everybody has the ability to improve on. And you should. Because how can you expect to make things people love if you can't understand where they're coming from, how they're thinking, how they're feeling? So today I want to share a little bit of the science and research behind empathy, and some of the ways you can use that science to increase your ability to empathize. So first up, we have here the Dalai Lama. Pretty nice guy, right? He's like the embodiment of empathy. Was he born this way? Maybe to an extent. But what else about his life has led him to be such an empathetic figure? Well, researchers at the University of Madison, Wisconsin think that meditation may be. They compared brain activity of experienced meditators versus those who were just learning the practice, and found that in the regions of the brain typically associated with empathic responses, the experienced meditators had far more activity going on. Right? They had a much stronger empathic response. So two things. One, you can meditate. But two, I think the bigger point here is that you can change your brain. You can change the way your brain reacts, responds, interacts with people and the environment around you. It's not just something you're born with and you have to deal with. It's something that you can actively work on to expand and improve. So the next couple studies had to do with rich people. Multiple different researchers working on different studies come to the same conclusion that on average, wealthy individuals are less able to interpret emotions based on facial expressions. And this is a key part of empathy, right? And these rich people just don't seem to get it. So what can you do? You can give me all of your money. No, but actually a follow-up study showed it's not necessarily about the money per se. They had some of these wealthy individuals compare themselves to the super rich, like Bill Gates, before taking the test. Right, then they took the test and they did significantly better than the other wealthy individuals who didn't do that comparison beforehand. So it wasn't about their baseline level of wealth, it was about how closely they felt to the other people around them, right? The further they were from Bill Gates, the closer they were to the other test subjects, and the better they were at understanding their emotions. So find the common ground, right? Find the shared traits between you and whoever it is you're trying to connect with. All right, so next up we have mirror neurons. These are really cool. So these are neurons that will fire off in your brain when you take an action. So you grab a phone off the table, and these neurons will fire. The same exact neurons will fire when you watch someone else take that action. So for these specific portions of your brain, there's no difference between you grabbing the phone or you watching someone else grab the phone. And that's incredible. Many scientists think this is the biological basis of empathy. But get this, place a physical barrier between you and that other person. So a clear glass wall, you can see them, but you can't touch them. They grab the phone, those neurons will still fire off in your brain, but with far less intensity. So something as simple as a physical barrier will reduce your natural, biological, empathic response. So step away from the computer, right? Don't hide behind the telephone. Get out there, meet your client, meet your customer face to face. Remove the barrier, and you'll have biology on your side. So the last study, published by the International Journal of Neuroscience, showed that there's a correlation between your ability to identify smells through your right nostril and your ability to empathize. Not your left nostril, only your right nostril. And I also don't have any useful advice for that. It just goes to show how complicated it is, right? How many different things in every thought and every emotion. So the next time you're meeting with a client, it's not going well, they're acting like a client from hell. Remember, maybe it's them, maybe they're jerk, but maybe the smell of the peppermint mocha you brought is subconsciously reminding them of the terrible breakup they went through last Christmas. Okay, don't be so quick to blame the person when there's situational information you're not aware of. Because we don't do that for ourselves. When things go poorly for ourselves, we blame the situation first. But when things go poorly for other people, we blame them first. This is a cognitive bias we all have, but just by recognizing that it exists, we can lessen its impact. Right? Just by understanding that the millions of things going on in your head are different than the millions of things going on in their head, you'll be one step closer to empathy and one step closer to making things people care about. Thank you.